Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the We Run on Coffee podcast. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Arika.
And we haven't talked in a long time.
Like a long time, you guys. Also, I don't normally sound like this. If this is your first episode, go on back one and you'll know what I sound like. Because it's not this.
Well, Thanksgiving got the best of us. I got a little sick at the beginning of the week. Arika got sick at the end of the week. But we're doing okay, I think.
Yeah, we'll live, We just found out, you guys, Marissa and I just found out that we will be seeing each other at Christmas. I actually wasn't sure this year. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I also wasn't sure. I also don't know the plans. Arika knows the plans because my mother-in-law texted me minutes before Arika did.
That is so
actually,
funny.
when you both texted me, I was asleep on the couch because when we get into it, we're going to talk about my tattoo update. And I was down for the count after yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Okay.
So I fell asleep on the couch and she was like, hey, call me when you have a minute. And when I woke up, it was 9:45. I was like, I'm not calling her now.
At night. Yeah.
And so Arika was figuring out Christmas plans at the same time I was supposed to be figuring out Christmas plans, but instead I was dead to the world and sleeping. So
it's okay.
We will eventually figure it out.
We'll have that.
Yes. But Arika, what are you drinking this morning?
This is so depressing. So what I'm drinking is not good because my fridge, when your fridge just gets to the bare minimum and you have nothing left.
Yep.
That's where I'm at in life. But I do have a coffee update to supplement my poor drink choice. Okay. So we got two parts. Okay. What I'm drinking, you guys, is I brewed my espresso over brown sugar and honey, my typical. And then I have literally nothing left except whole milk. So I just put a little whole milk in it. And it's really not that slap, regular milk with just espresso doesn't do it for me. It needs more flavor, but that's okay. But here's my new drink obsession. I'm going to find a picture. I think Marissa already knows about this. And I wouldn't be surprised if you already told me about this and I forgot. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but we'll see. Have you heard of, wait for it, I'm scrolling, my coworker. So this is the backstory. My coworker, Gabby, she's awesome. She was saying that she was going to do Vlogmas and it was too much work. And I was like, that's cute. And she's not a vlogger or anything, but she's like, you're my inspiration. And she's the best. And so she sent a video of herself to the WROC food channel where we just talk about our lunch and fun stuff. She sent a whole video there to everyone. And it's just her reviewing this cold foam in the bottle. Have you seen this?
Yeah, but I've never told you about this. I think what you're thinking of is that Ladies and Tangents had a partnership ad deal with them.
Wait, so they did.
Where you
I forgot.
Heard it.
Okay, I forgot. And I was gonna say, I feel like you also are on the coffee trends more, like the Chobani creamers and all that stuff. You always tell me I'm always behind. But she sent a video of her trying this. She actually had this silk brand, so it was a fake. She's vegan, so it's like an almond or whatever oat, dairy free. But I went to my store and I couldn't find it. But in her video, she had this thing. It looks like an aerosol. You guys can't see it, but it looks like a whipped
cream.
Yeah, whipped cream. Yes, like one of those whipped creams that you spray. So she had that in the video, and then she had her coffee in a clear cup, and she's like, all right, we're gonna try this. And I have literally no faith that this is gonna be cold foam. There's no way it's gonna work. So she shakes it, she flips it, and she does it, and she's like, holy shit. And it looks like a thick thing of cold foam. It's perfectly white. It doesn't melt down. It just stays right on top. And then she drank it and she's like, oh, sorely mistaken, you guys, this is fucking amazing. So I went to the store the same night and I got a different one because they didn't have the dairy free one. This is International Delight brand, and it's the cold foam creamer and sweet and creamy. And a cool thing about this is on the back, it says it has, I don't know if you've heard of this, it's called something caseinate, and it comes from milk. It's a milk derivative. But right under where it lists that as an ingredient, it says this whatever caseinate is not a source of lactose. So I was like, no way. So it does have a milk derivative. So if you guys are dairy free, get the silk one. But this one was lactose free and it was totally fine. So that's my new obsession. And I bought it on, maybe it was Monday night, and it's gone. I drink so much of it, Marissa. It's so bad. I drank it twice a day. I'd make myself lattes twice a day just because I liked it that much. I just want to drink more of the cold foam. And Angela was putting it on his hot coffee. We're obsessed. It's so bad. So that's my update. Everyone needs to run and try this cold foam in a bottle. I know it can't be that good for you because aerosol bottle, whatever. But I don't care. It was so delicious. I'm obsessed.
That's funny because I almost made a coffee this morning. I'm drinking my Winter Wonderland Alani because I wanted it to be holiday themed because this is our last episode before the holidays. But I bought another Chobani creamer classic.
Ooh,
I always
tell
find the new
us.
ones, and it's
Yeah.
apple pie flavored.
Oh, I would love that. That sounds
It's
good.
so good, Erica. I tried it with
Oh.
just like regular, like I have the coffee pods for my Nespresso that aren't the like espresso ones.
Yeah.
And I did it with that one. The pod flavor I have is maple, and it was divine.
Damn, that sounds really good. I think
It
I
is
tried the
really
maple
good.
pods at one point. Anyways, yeah, so everyone and their mother, go try the Giovanni creamers, go try the cold foam. I'm sure they'd be
Yeah.
really good together because, oh my
Probably,
god, I can't
honestly.
stop. So, yeah, that's my drink update.
Have you seen the like probably like Instagram reels or like any of the short form content of the International Delight creamers that have been like glue?
No. What?
So like International
scared.
Delight, the same brand
Okay,
as like
yeah.
that cold foam, they
Yeah.
have like a creamer like line too, just like regular creamers that you put in your coffee. And apparently they had some that like made it past quality control or whatever that were like gross, and they were all like the consistency of glue.
Stop it. Okay, so my friend Taylor and I were having, well, I don't mean to expose her. It's not an expose, but we were having this convo because I was telling her about the cold foam, and she loves coffee like us. And I was like, you have to try it while you're here. And she was like, I don't know. I just have the ick that it comes out of an aerosol can. Like, it can't be good for you. And then I was like, don't get me started on this train, but you could say the same thing about oat milk, because oat milk
That's
has
true.
like emulsifiers and gums in it to make it thick, because it wouldn't naturally be thick. So I feel like maybe they just put too much of that, and it just
That's what I'm thinking.
That's so disgusting, though.
But I was showing my dad like a video of it when he was here last week, and he was like, how does that even make it past quality control? I was like,
No,
somebody was
literally.
obviously sleeping at the end of the like line.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, that was gross. But
Well, that's crazy. I'm glad we had a little coffee updates though.
I know.
Since, like, our drinks were kind of, you had that last time, and I have a boring thing. So, I'm glad we had that to supplement. But also, you guys, I thought that I would hit you with some polls real quick before we
Yeah.
get started. So we talked about reading polls in every episode, and the fact of the matter is it's not going to work in every episode, but every once in a while it's fun to chip in. So last time we talked to you guys, we told you that there was a poll for almond milk versus oat milk, and that was at 50-50. So we have a couple other polls. Did you like the astrocartography talk? 100% yes. So people liked astrocartography. Okay. Are you watching Survivor this season? Let's see. 100% yes.
How
People
many
are
votes though?
watching.
Because it might just be Grace.
To be honest, only one. But
Probably
you know
just
what, Grace?
Grace.
If it is you, you're special, because I'm reading you on the pod.
That's so funny.
And that's all. The rest of our polls don't have any yet. So if you're listening, freaking vote in the polls, you guys, so I can read them on the pod. It's fun. Okay?
Yes. Oh, also another little housekeeping update. I made different like Google forms for us to put in the
Yes, I
link
forgot.
tree. And
Yes.
one of them is if you want to request to be a guest on our podcast. So you can
Yes.
fill that out. Tell us your availability. Tell us what you want to talk about, why you want to talk about it, and why
Come
you
be
want to
our
be on the
guest.
podcast.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just like an idea submission form. So you'll just go in on the Instagram. It's on the link tree. You can always find it there. It's also in our personal Instagram bios, I think.
Yeah.
So if you can't find it there, you can go in there and find it, and you'll just go in, click it, and it's like a couple questions. You don't have to share your name, or if you want to, you can. There's like a little field that says like, do you want us to share your name? And then there's also like a long form box for you to respond and just say like, here's my story. I want you to share it on the podcast, or you can just submit any ideas that you want on there as well.
Literally anything. So if you guys just think of something, you're like, ooh, I kind of want to tell Arika Marissa, just tap the link in our bio, like Marissa said, and submit it to the form, and then we'll get notified and we'll talk about it.
We're gonna check it like once a month. So as you know, we're like wrapping up season 2 right now, and we're gonna be coming back strong in the middle of January next year. So I'll probably check the results around the first couple weeks of January to get us planning for season 3. So make sure to get your poll responses in before then, or else we're gonna plan all of them without you, and your ideas won't be able to be fit into the podcast.
And that would be sad, and we don't want to do that. So come on, guys, please. Anyway, let's dive in. I'm really excited. I was looking at the calendar yesterday, and I thought, there's no way that 4 Survivor episodes have passed since Marissa and I last recorded, and there 100% was. So what the hell? We have 4 people that went home since last time Marissa and I talked about this on the podcast, and we've now seen all the episodes leading up to the finale. So the only part we haven't seen is the finale. And you guys know right now, this episode you're listening to is our last like full in-season episode. And we've been talking about for a couple weeks now doing a Survivor recap to just recap the finale, like the last 2 parts. So stay tuned for that. It will be like not a regular episode, but just a little bonus, a little something. And all we're going to do is talk Survivor. So it'll be really fun. But let's dive into our discussion.
Yes. So I think that the part we can start at is kind of recapping where we last left off. So based off of the people that I see here, the last person we were talking about being voted off was Sierra. So she was the first member of the jury. And then since then, I'll just kind of go through each person that's been like voted off. And of course, because it's also been a month since me and Arika have talked, we're not going to talk in depth about each of the episodes. We're probably just going to talk about our feelings of each person that's been voted off, and then our feelings going into the finale. Does that sound good to you?
Yup, that sounds
okay. Great. So since Sierra, we have Saul got voted off next, and then next was Gabe. And then we had poor Kyle.
I'm so fucking pissed. I'm sure you guys could guess.
I know. And then last week we had Caroline, and she was the last member to get voted off before the finale. Not the last member of the jury. We've got one more spot on the jury. Okay.
Good note.
Yes.
So let's start with Saul. Did you have any strong feelings when Saul got sent home?
I would have hoped that he could have made it to the end. I liked him as a competitor, but I understand why they voted him off.
Agree. I felt the same way that I was like, I think when we said like, oh, these would be our top 5, I think I even put him in. I was like, oh, I like him. Yeah. By the time he went home, I was like, I'm okay with this. I don't know if I liked him that much anymore. Other people I'm starting to like more. So I wasn't too mad. And also I got to say, like, and I'm sure we'll get to this, it's so funny to watch the jury come in their clothes, like their normal clothes.
I know.
So weird. Because I'm just like, whoa, these people have complete styles.
That's really funny because did you see the last episode when him and Gabe were wearing the same thing?
Yes, I wondered what that was about. They were wearing the skirts.
Like, I honestly think
what is this?
I think that it was like a bit between the two of them because when I first saw Saul come out, no offense to him, like everybody has their own personal styles, but I saw him come out and I was like, why does he look like a New Jersey club owner mob boss? Like that's what he looks like.
He's from the Jersey Shore.
But then he was wearing like a sarong last week and I was like, what are you doing?
So I love that though, because I love to think that the jury members, like outside of filming, they just like hang out. You know, like I never thought about that until I saw them wearing the same outfit. And then I'm like, okay, they're hanging out. They're bros.
They are, because I don't think they go to like the sanctuary, but they go to like a different house on the island and they all like live there together. Imagine how bored Sierra was for the first couple days that she was there alone, because she's been in this group of like 20 some people the whole time. And then she gets voted off and has to just go and sit in this apartment or this hotel waiting for the other people to get voted off.
I want to see like a part of the show being the people who are in the jury. Like I want to see in the house, like just put some cameras up, you know, like what is that show, Big Brother style, just put some cameras up and I just want to see like what's going on in there. It doesn't need its own show. I just want to see it in this show. Like that would be cool.
I do think it would be cool to have like a spin-off like once every couple of weeks, where it's like maybe not once a week, but like, well, I guess it could be once a week, maybe, since
when the new person gets added.
Yeah, the new person gets added. It's like a 20-minute little spiel at the end of the episode.
Yeah, like a short
they come
episode.
In and then they're like,
that'd be fun.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, because there could be a whole other slew of drama in the other house that you just like never know.
Yeah, I don't even think it would be drama, but I do want to hear like the thought process between like every person getting voted off, because they can obviously talk, but the jury cannot talk to the contestants still. So I would love to hear them and like they're conspiring behind the scenes, because the only thing that we get to hear is at final tribal council when they ask questions and they're like, this is how I've perceived your game, but I want to know how you perceived their game 5 episodes ago too.
Yeah, and last night I watched it last night.
That's okay.
In the last episode, one of the, I don't remember if it was Saul or Gabe, but one of them was like, when Caroline got sent home, they were like, that was Andy. Andy flipped. Like, I know that was Andy. And it's just so fun to see that. So I'm like, I want more of the talk. But anyway, I felt the same way about Saul. So not too mad. Not too broken.
Yeah. Okay. So next we had Gabe.
So I feel like you were happy that Gabe went home.
I think it was okay.
I was getting there. I was getting there and getting annoyed with him. I was like, okay, this is a good time to send home.
Yeah. I just think that he had they had another opportunity to send home maybe some bigger threats. Yeah. I mean, everybody was saying that he was a threat, but like maybe I'm just not reading the room, because all these people that they're saying are threats. I'm like, what do you mean?
I know. I just can't even talk about Gabe. We need to move on to Kyle. Like, okay. I just can't. We can't. Okay. I was so pissed about Kyle, number one. Number two, Kyle's style when he came back in, even though it wasn't that different, I was like, oh my God, who is that?
He looked clean.
Yes. I was like, oh my God, Kyle can clean up. Like, what the heck? I just can't. I'm so pissed he went home. I have no thoughts. At the end of that episode, I was like, Angela, I've never cried at a reality show. I feel like I'm about to cry. Like, I'm so upset. I know.
It was so upsetting because they had a great opportunity to send somebody else home. Do I think if they would not have sent Kyle home, he would have won? Absolutely.
Yep.
I think that he would have taken the cake. He would have ran all the way home with it. He would have picked the greatest people to go into final tribal council with him. He would have picked, and it would have been a good
fucking finale. So
I know, but the only thing is that he would have taken all the votes at final tribal council, and I could see like it's a little bit better of a final like reveal if multiple people get votes, because then you're like on the edge of your seat, like who's gonna get it.
It's better for production, probably.
It is,
but it's sad.
But I feel so bad because like, as everybody has known if they're watching this season, like he's doing this to fight for his family. Like he grew up in foster care. He now lives in the house that he was removed from as a child. He's rebuilt it. He has his own family now with like his fiance and his kids. And like, I just wish that they would have given him a happy ending.
I know, me too. And you want to know what though? When he left, he was like the most dignified person that left. He got up, he shook every single person's hand. He said everyone did a good job. I was like, this is a stand-up guy. And he was right when he said the most dangerous person on this island is a family man that will literally fight for the end. And I was like, oh my God, this guy is everything. Like, I love him.
Yeah.
So he went out on a good note that made me feel good.
I know. And I always love when they ask Jeff for a hug before they leave.
And
I was like, oh, Kyle, please.
I know. He's like, I got a hug for you too. I was like, this is so cute.
Okay.
So that was stupid, but we got to get to Caroline. Okay.
I know. I cannot believe that they pulled it off.
They pulled it off. What were they calling this? Operation Italy, you guys.
Yes.
No words, first of all. Literally. Second of all, honestly, I'm not that mad. I was starting to get annoyed with her. And also, I thought that this was a little bit funny. When she left, she said, you know what? They made a good move, because if I went to the end, I know I would have won. And I'm like, girl, please. No, you wouldn't. I
saw that on like the Instagram too. And like they were like kind of making fun of her on the Instagram for saying that, because like she played a game, but she definitely was like riding other people's coattails. Like, girl, you never
won anything yourself.
Yeah.
So I don't know that you would have won. So I just thought that was funny. But I don't hate her. I just am like, okay, it was time. I'm happy.
Yeah, I just don't know if she facilitated any moves on her own. I think that she was just listening to other people and trying to like interject when she could. I also feel that way about Genevieve. I think that she always has these ideas, but she never lets them come to fruition. Yeah. And she like, this one, she definitely rode Andy's like train all the way to the end. And I think that's absolutely commendable of Andy for pulling this off.
Dude, I can't believe Andy right now. And also, I can't believe that he bothers me the least of everybody.
I know.
If I had to put them on a scale, which I'm not going to do because I feel like that would be mean, Andy's in the middle. He is not bothering me. There are other people that I'm like, please get them out of here. I also thought it was so funny that Sue was like, Caroline, I'll save you. Like, I have a protection thing. And if I have a gut feeling, I'll use it on you. And she didn't use it. I was like, oh, shit.
I thought that was insane. So if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about and they want to know the full spiel, Andy, Sam, and Genevieve went to the sanctuary and they got to spend the night there, and they came up with this plan called Operation Italy. And
very unlikely trio, by the way, because Sam was like, I'll bring Andy. I promised Andy from the beginning that if I got something, I would bring him. And they were not even like friends anymore.
At this time.
Like, they were not getting along anymore, but he was like, I want to keep my promise. And Sam has never made a better move, because Andy completely was like, I feel like he got the validation he needed. That was like, okay, someone actually is caring about me for once.
Yeah, his move did piss some other people off though, which we'll get to in a minute. But when they went to this like sanctuary, they got like Italian food. That's why they called it Operation Italy, and it was to get Rachel out. And as you can see, Rachel did not get out. Caroline got out, but that's because Rachel won individual immunity at the challenge that week.
Her second one.
Yes.
Love.
Her second one in a row, right?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, so she won individual immunity. The plans had to change, and this whole time, Sue has an idol. Sue is like, Caroline's my ride or die. I'm going to play it for her if I'm getting a bad feeling. And she didn't get a bad feeling, apparently, because she let Caroline walk right out the door.
Oh my God, it's so awkward. But also, it was crazy that Caroline got voted out, considering that everybody had like 2 votes each. You know what I mean? Like there was like 2 votes for whoever, 2 votes for who, I don't remember even. Yeah. And 3 for her or whatever. Yes. She just barely got out.
She barely got out. And
sad.
The other thing that was like up in the air for this one that might have messed up the whole thing was that Rachel has a block a vote. So everybody was expecting Rachel to play this block a vote to go against Caroline, because it was like chitter chatter at camp was like, okay, it's Caroline or it's, I don't even remember the other 2. Caroline, Genevieve, or
Sam?
Somebody else. Sam?
Andy?
Maybe?
I don't even know, honestly.
I don't remember who.
And I just watched it yesterday.
Was.
I don't know.
I know. But they were like, okay, Rachel, you play a block of vote to block one of the people's votes that's voting for Caroline. We can keep her in our little group, and then we can like keep weeding off the others. Yeah. And Rachel didn't play her block of vote, and Caroline went bye-bye.
I feel like it's good that she didn't, because she didn't make like any sort of enemies, any sort of whatever, and she can just move on. Like, she was safe. She was better off just sitting there, I think. And honestly, I was never a Rachel fan, but I'm starting to like her a lot. I think I've in the past couple weeks, I'm like, I really like how she's playing. I like her. I have a soft spot for her. Like,
I agree.
Here. I've arrived.
I think that she's doing well. I think that what you said about her not making any enemies by playing that, she's playing both sides. Kind of like Andy is. Like, everybody thought Andy might flip back to the other group because he's constantly flipping, but he's doing it in a like strategic way.
Yeah. He's impressing me.
Yeah, he always picks the group that he needs to be with. And Rachel's kind of doing the same thing. She might have more friends with like Sue, Teeny, and well, just Sue and Teeny now.
The girls,
but Sam and Genevieve and Andy are like their own little group. But I think that she's honestly still kind of in Sam's pocket from when they were on the same tribe at the beginning. I never thought that she was super big friends with Andy, but I do think that she's been like kind of
she's always kept a little tie.
Sam.
Yeah, and Sam, I'm kind of getting annoyed by Sam, I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate him, but I'm just like, bro, just calm down a little. I love Teeny still, and
I think Teeny's annoying me a little bit.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I still like her.
She got really mad with Sam's choice, which I understand, because it throws a wrench in her game. Yeah, and I understand why, because like Sam and her were trying to like have this olive branch between the 2 of them after the tribal council before that, when Kyle got voted out. And Sam kind of like said bye-bye Teeny when he didn't pick her for the reward, but she was going a little bit like haywire with her emotions. I will agree with you.
Yeah, that was getting, I was like, girl, just chill out, because she was going a little crazy there. I agree.
Think that me and Teeny would be best friends in real life.
No, I like her a lot. I'm like, I want to meet you. You're cool. Yeah. And I love, if you ever watch the voting, I forget what we're tribal. If you ever just watch her face in the background, you will see like, the funniest shit. I know, every time. It's so funny. But I still like her. But Sue, I have to say, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen to Sue. She's the last, by the way, guys, last Tuku member. So that's the other groups have a couple of each. Yes. She's the last one. So I wonder what that means for her.
Yeah, we'll I'm interested. So next week,
especially without Caroline.
Yeah, it's a 2-part finale. So next week, I'm guessing we're going to see the last immunity challenge and tribal for that one, where somebody is going to get voted out, and then we're going to know the 4 people that are going into the finale. So one of them is going to have to do fire, and then the other 3 like kind of get their spot. Well, 2 of them are going to have to do fire, and then one gets automatically brought into the finale, and whoever doesn't make fire goes home. So I'm trying to think, going into this first episode, who do you think is going to be the last voted off?
I think it might be Genevieve. And I kind of hope it's Genevieve. I did get a soft spot for her when she got her like home letters, and she finally realized that like she's being cold and it's not working. I was finally like, oh, okay, she is a human. She's not just like this robot that's just like pew pew pew. I hate everything and everyone, and I'm like not emotional. I finally was like, oh, she cracked. She's human. But I'm also just like, girl, you've been doing that the whole time, and like you haven't made any friends. Like, what do you expect? So I feel like she might be next.
Yeah, I do honestly think that is the best move, is to vote out Genevieve. So then we have Sam, Rachel, Andy, and Sue going into the finale.
And Teeny. Don't forget Teeny.
Oh, yeah. And Tina. Oh, wait. 2 more people have to get voted out.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6.
Huh. Now I'm trying to think because we need 2 more people voted out. But I don't know if Teeny will get voted out. I'm trying to think like who would go into the finale, and I could see it being Andy, Rachel, Sam, and Sue.
Yeah.
I think
if Sue makes the finale, I'm gonna honestly be shook. It's funny.
Unfortunately, I think no matter what, Sue does make the finale because she has no game plan.
Yeah,
of like
so
how
funny.
to defend herself at Final Tribe, like at Final Tribal Council, because like if they're asking her questions of like how was your game strong, like I don't think that she has the reasoning to defend a game, so I think that she's an easy one to just bring to the finale and make 2 other people do fire and then get them in. Typically, the person that is going to whoever wins immunity and makes it into the finale, they pick the people that are going to be the hardest to beat at Final Tribal Council, and they do fire together. Yeah. So I think it would be an easy peasy lemon squeezy, bring Sue to the finale with me and make 2 other people do fire.
Right. That's true.
Which I could see Rachel winning that and then making Sam and Andy doing fire. I guess honestly, I'm thinking that Teeny's probably going to get voted out before then.
Yeah, Teeny, like, love her commentary. She's not that great at challenges.
No.
So I don't know what that means for her, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Any final thoughts?
No final thoughts. I'm loving this. I'm having a great time watching, I have to say. Like, I've been really enjoying this. And it's fun when I get to sit down, like, the night before and, like, watch the episode. And Angela doesn't watch it with me because once Andy stayed in the first week or 2 weeks, Angela's like, I'm done. And he seriously has not come back. So,
that's so
I just,
funny.
like, lay in my bed and watch it. And it's fun. So, yeah. Love.
Me and Kyle have been watching it together this season, which normally he doesn't watch it with me.
Yeah.
But he's actually
Who's he like?
I think that he hates Teeny now. I think that he thinks that she's annoying.
Yeah,
but
I can understand that.
I think that he thinks Rachel's going to win it, which I think is also my pick for the final right now.
I would not be mad if Rachel... I'd be happy if Rachel won because I like her and I think she's like the least... like slimy, you know, like I don't think she's played super dirty. Like she's played the game and she's probably lied or whatever, but like she's not super slimy or like mean, and I like that.
Yeah, and she's done great moves. Like she literally got her immunity idol out of the tarp at camp with everybody there.
Yeah,
like that's a crazy move.
She's so good. I like her.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, that kind of wraps up Survivor. And now we're going to get into our catch up. Usually we go in the opposite order, you guys, but like a lot has happened. As we said, it's been 4 weeks, 4 episodes. So we're going to talk about what's been happening this week. And then we're going to dive into our Spotify Wrapped. And that's going to be the episode. It's very chit chatty. I should have said this at the beginning, but whatever. If you don't like chit chat, see you later. And if you do love chit chat, buckle up. This is going to be good. We run on coffee wrapped, so we're going to tell you stats about you guys listening, and then we have our personal wrapped, and we're going to compare, which I love doing. So let's get into though what's happened, what's been going on. I need all your updates.
Should I just go through all of them and then let
just
you
go through all of them?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I had Friendsgiving. I think that this honestly might have been right before we recorded last time, but I know you included it on this list. So let me double check.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the day before we recorded last. No, I'm lying. We didn't talk about it.
I was going to say, I think I listened to our last one and I wrote down all the stuff we said was coming up.
Yeah. So I did Friendsgiving with my friends. It was really fun. We just went over. We had a couple of some of like the extended friend group, I guess I could say. So Mara is like dating this guy named Pete, and then his friend Josh came over too. So it was like this whole group of friends. We had Caitlin and her fiance Noah come too. So that was really cool. We just had like a big group of people there. Yeah. And it was fun. I brought a ham.
Love.
And everybody it was just so fun. And then after that we went to the MGM. Yes.
I just raised my hand, you guys. I wish you could see us on video.
Erica,
I have to say this. I have to interject because this is related to your Friendsgiving Thanksgiving theme. I want to tell you that, I don't know if you already know, Vernita made your drink you made last year at Thanksgiving for us this year, and it was Mario Party themed, so she named it after one of the characters, and I'll get into that later. But I wanted to tell you, she kind of used your little inspo and made it, and she put apples in it and cranberries and stuff. And I didn't realize this, but Lauren and her made it together, and Grace went to pour the cranberries in. If you remember, we made Amelia eat that big thing of cranberries last year. Grace went to pour them in, and Lauren goes, whoa, aren't you gonna cook them? And Grace was like, why? And she was like, if you cook them, then people can eat them. And we were like, no way. So they cooked them and then you could eat them and they didn't taste like shit. I was like, how are we supposed to make Amelia eat 20 if they're cooked?
That's so funny.
That's it for my tangent, but I had to tell you that related to your
Did you still make Amelia eat 20?
No. No, we didn't.
That's really funny. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
I didn't make a drink for that this year, but I did make a drink for Thanksgiving, which was literally just an apple cider mimosa. It was apple cider and then champagne, so it was so simple.
No, that's
but it was still yummy.
Yeah. Okay, so you were going to MGM Grand. That's where we were at.
Yes, MGM. We went to MGM in Maryland. It's like right across the bridge from Virginia. And we just like kind of went around. Kyle pulled out like $200 for us to like kind of gamble, have some fun with. We ended up getting all our money back and then leaving.
Oh, good.
So
good.
We only spent like $10, I think. And then we just like won it back and then left. So it wasn't as like exciting of a gambling night, which we're not typically that exciting of gamblers. But it was fun anyways. And then Thanksgiving. So my parents came here, and I'll kind of go in order of like all the things that we did when they came. First was that we went to the cider festival, and we did that in Alexandria, and it was so fun, Arika.
Oh my God, wait, I want to go.
It was like outside, and it was really, really cold that day. So it was like bitterly cold. We were sitting there shivering, trying to get all of our cider tastings. There was like, I think 10 like booths, and each one had like 1 or 2 ciders that you could taste, and they gave us little tasting glasses. I was feeling it by the end because that was a lot of cider. Dang. And me and Owen were both like kind of feeling it at the end, and everybody was giggling at us because like we just had cider tasting glasses, but we were weak. But they were really good. I found some good ciders. Some of them we can buy at Wegmans, so I might have to go over there and get some. But they were really good, and it was definitely like fun to try all the ones around the area.
Yeah. No, that's fun.
And then next was the turkey trot. So my parents were here for Thanksgiving, and in the morning I went and did a turkey trot, and Owen ran it with me because Kyle, his knee is broken, I guess. I don't know. And we did 5 miles that day, and we were like, we kind of started off slow. We were doing like a 12-minute mile. We were just like pacing ourselves. It was raining, so we were like not that comfortable. Yeah. And around mile 3, we were like feeling good. We like kept going, and I was like, okay, this is great. Like, let's see where we can get. So at the end of mile 4, we're on the last mile. I looked at my watch and I was like, Owen, we have exactly 12 minutes until we hit an hour. You want to try and do it faster than an hour?
Damn.
And she was like, yeah, of course, let's go. And I was like, let's just act like we didn't run 4 miles. This is our only mile we're running today. And we're going to go like not as fast as we can, but like we're going to speed up as we go. She was like, okay, I'm going to follow your lead. And if I can't do it, I'm just going to like tap you on the arm, or I'm going to say like, hey, I'm going to slow down. And I was like, no worries. I'll drop back with you, because we ran the whole thing together. Yeah. We are running, and we finished with 45 seconds before an hour.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that.
And we ran the last mile in like 10 minutes and 38 seconds, which is like really fast for us.
Yeah.
Because normally I think my pace is between like 11 and 11:30.
Yeah.
And then her pace is like, she usually runs like probably around the same thing as me.
Yeah.
So we were like booking it for that last mile.
I love that. That is so awesome.
But to talk about running as well, this is kind of a tangent, but Owen said after the 5-mile race that I inspired her, and she signed up for a half marathon.
No way.
And she's going to run the like rock and roll half marathon in Nashville. And funny story, I also signed up for another half marathon, but not that one. I signed up for the DC one, but hers is about a month after mine, and I think I might do both.
No, I was going to say, you haven't been to Nashville, right? You've been saying that you have not gone. You have to go, and that'll be so fun, because she's from Nashville, right? Mm-hmm. So that would be so fun. She can show you all the spots. I love Nashville so much.
I know. I think I might do it, because I've always said the first time I go to Nashville, I'm going with Owen, because I've never been. Kyle's been before, but I want to go with her because I know that she knows all the spots to take me. And her dad is a pacer for this race, so he rides the bike and like bikes with one of the marathon finishers at like the very beginning, like super fast. Yeah. And I was like, that'd be really cool. Like, your dad could take us around the town after, and it'd be really fun. So I think I might do it, but it is a month after my half marathon, so I'll see.
Yeah. Oh, that's really exciting.
But yes, I did sign up for another half marathon. It's on March 15th, so I have a while to train.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy. Are you doing it by yourself?
No, actually, I tried to convince Hunter to sign up for it with me again, but she said that she has to hold off it was kind of a lot to sign up for, price wise, and then she'd have to fly here.
Travel.
Mm-hmm. But her friend that moved here actually signed up for it with me,
her
roommate did.
Wait, I love this for you. I was just thinking about you talking about that on the book club episode because that was really cute. So that's so exciting.
I know. I'm nervous. I really hope I don't get hurt because one of the things that I'm going to really prioritize in the new year is staying on top of my goals because I wasn't very good at that this year. Mm-hmm. So I think that if I sign up for races, I'm kind of obligated to stay on top of my goals, running wise. So I'm hoping that this will keep me motivated and keep me going if I sign up for the races. But I'm also scared that I'm going to get hurt. So
scary.
That's all my running updates. The next one is that I decorated for Christmas the day after Thanksgiving. Cute. So me and my mom went Black Friday shopping together. My dad was supposed to go with us, but he was actually a little sick from my mom, actually.
That sucks. Yeah.
So he stayed home during Black Friday shopping. My mom and I went. We got almost all the gifts for everybody, so I'm almost done.
I'm jealous. I'm not even close, and I'm jealous. Yeah.
I just have a couple more people to shop for, and me and Kyle actually need to talk about it because we need to get stuff for his grandma, Oma. We need to get the little gifts for the satellite family members that aren't
satellite family members,
all the ones that we're not doing the Secret Santa
right
with. And so I'm okay, we need to get all the people that are on the edge of the wheel.
After Christmas we need to talk about Secret Santa so you can tell us who you had and I can tell you who I had because we do it with Angela's siblings, you do it with Kyle's siblings, right?
Yeah.
So fun.
I mean, I can tell you after this, but
yeah, we'll reveal to you guys in the new year if we remember and if you guys care, let us know.
And then the last holiday update for Thanksgiving is that me and my mom and Kyle went to the holiday bar in DC. We went to the Brighton, which is now called the Holly Jolly Bar.
Oh, cute.
For Christmas. And my dad was supposed to go with us again, but he was still sick, so he stayed home. But we got a welcome drink that was pretty good. And I was actually a little sick this day too. And it was a whiskey drink. And I was wait, this actually kind of clears my throat up.
Oh my God,
chest
love that for
better.
you.
So it actually helped out a bit. And it was the day of the Ohio State Michigan RIP game.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So we started watching the game there, and then we went over to a arcade bar and finished watching it with my mom. Mm-hmm. And then we just came home at the end of the night. It was kind of a crazy day because of course me and Kyle were angry when Ohio State didn't win, so we ordered a lot more drinks, and my mom was talking to this couple at the bar instead of playing skee ball with us.
Yeah, your mom's always chatting somebody up. I feel that's so bad.
It was a whole thing, but then we ended up Ubering home later, and I fell asleep at 7 p.m. So it was a fun day.
Yeah.
Those are all my Thanksgiving updates. So next I have a tattoo update, like I said at the very beginning. So I got my tattoo yesterday.
Oh my God.
And it's all gross right now. I would show you, which I'll show you just after we're done recording. But I have the second skin on it, the sticky, I don't know, clear stuff that goes over
the plastic wrap thing.
Yeah. And it's a little gross in there because it's leaking a little bit.
Oh no.
But I got to the tattoo shop.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Didn't
she do so good?
Dude, killed it. You and Taylor both. I was telling Marissa that Taylor also got tattoos, and they all just look so good that I'm okay, I should get my tattoo because I feel like I'm seeing tattoos that are I like the fine line style, and I'm seeing stuff I like, so I'm okay.
Yeah. So I got to the tattoo shop yesterday at noon, and I left at 6.
Yeah, that was a long time.
I was there for 6 hours. We didn't tattoo the whole time. We didn't get started tattooing until 1 o'clock because when I got there, she showed me the stencil, and it was originally only one of the big peony flowers that you'll see on Instagram.
Yeah,
and I was hey, what do you feel about adding another peony and a big flower?
I'm so glad you did.
And she was I showed her where I wanted it, and she's I don't think that'll work with your anatomy. I think it'll cut off the flower. And I was well, you play around with it. And she did for 30 minutes, and then she came back and I was that is perfect.
Oh my gosh.
So then I had to stand on a chair, and one of her one of the other artists there helped her put on the stencil because apparently she sucks at putting on stencils.
Oh, that's funny.
So she made somebody else help her put on the stencil, and then I had to sit there for 10 minutes while it dried before she could get started. And then we took a couple breaks. So we took like a 15-minute break when she was done with like the outlining. And then we also took like a 30-minute break for her to eat lunch like halfway through. And then we took like a couple more 5-minute breaks throughout. But when I tell you, Arika, the part, I have to just pull up the picture so I can show you which part was the worst.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask you, how was the pain like throughout? How was
this was the most painful tattoo I've ever gotten.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. I have a rib piece too, and this was the most painful tattoo I've ever gotten. The part that I just sent you that is circled right there is the worst pain I've ever experienced in my whole life. And for everybody that can't see the photo right now, it goes a little bit onto my kneecap.
Ooh,
the tattoo.
Yeah.
So that part right there that like goes onto my kneecap, I thought I was gonna die. It was horrible.
God.
But
did anybody go with you, or were you by yourself?
I was alone.
Oh my God.
I know. And at one point she was trying to figure out how to like shade the flowers and stuff, and her mentor that taught her how to tattoo was there doing another person's tattoo. And so she was like, hey, can you show me how to shade these flowers? So he took over for a little bit and was like showing her how to shade the flowers. And then when she like started doing it on her own, he left, and then he came back later, and as soon as he walked over, my leg kicked involuntarily. And he was like, hey, you trying to kick me? And I was like, not on purpose, I swear, I didn't even know you were there. My leg just like did it. But
reflex.
I was fine until like 30 minutes left, and I was like,
well, that's good, I guess, but that also sucks.
It was horrible. The last 30 minutes, like it felt like razor blades cutting into my kneecap, and it was horrible, but it was worth it because it looks so good.
It looks so good. You guys have to check out our story right now because you're missing out.
It hurts so bad, but it looks so good, and I'm so happy with it. And I can't wait to take off this stuff so that I can actually see what the tattoo actually looks like.
Honestly, yeah. The videos looked really good yesterday, so I'm excited.
It looks so good. Okay, my last big update is that I went to the dentist, and nothing is wrong with my teeth, but I do have some receding gums, which I don't know why this has been happening. It's been happening for a while, and I actually got fillings on the front of my teeth to help with like where my gums have receded so much. But she told me that she recommends that I get Invisalign.
No way.
Because having your teeth out of alignment can cause receding gums.
Whoa.
And so
never
that
heard
might be something I'm looking for in the new year.
No way. Not an Invisalign. Girly, 1 year after me.
I know.
Oh my
And
gosh.
this all happened when you were in your 25th year, and I'm about to be in my 25th year.
I'll tell you what, girl. You better knock on wood for your 25th year, as you guys know.
I know.
As long as it's Invisalign and you don't break your finger. However, Invisalign's more expensive than breaking your finger, I will say.
Yeah, I know. I'm not excited to see how much it costs, but it's only my bottom teeth, so I'm curious if there's a way to only get aligners for the bottom teeth.
I think there is.
I assume that if I adjust my bottom teeth, I have to adjust my top teeth to like
they'll have to
them.
align your bite, But it might not be as long. Like I feel like they might give you a top aligner and just be like, wear this one for 20 weeks and it will never hurt because it's the same one. You know? They'll adjust it for you.
I don't know. I think my bite's already a little bit off from fillings and stuff because we know I have horrible teeth. So I think that it might be something to look into because my gums, like even the filling there, it's either that or eventually I'm going to have to get a gum graft. So, and I don't want to do that because that sounds way more expensive than
get the liners. Yeah. I recommend if you're going to do it, look for smile doctors because they're all over the country. And the thing is, if you move or even if you're traveling and you need something, you can go to any of their offices and like get it fixed or whatever. But also they are really good and they'll give you the free consultation. No strings attached. So yeah.
Okay.
But that's interesting. Oh my God, not Invisalign.
That's all of mine. So you can go into your updates now.
Okay. So since Marissa and I last talked, I had an anniversary, 7-year anniversary with Angelo. I had a birthday. I had so many things. So, excuse me, I had a burp. Okay. Sorry, I'm back.
That's okay.
So for my anniversary with Angelo, it was our 7-year anniversary of dating, and we didn't do a lot because we were like, we're not going big. You guys know we bought these freaking concert tickets to Sand in My Boots Fest, and now we're like, we can't do anything the rest of the year. We're not doing big Christmas presents, like only stockings, because it was expensive. So we're like, we're not going to do anything crazy. So we just did like little gifts and then we went out to eat. So I got Angelo like a little photo book from Shutterfly, you know, that I just made, and he actually loved it. I was surprised. I feel like he's not super into like emotional gifts always, but he loved it. It was so cute. And then me and him got matching hats. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're so cute. So I have a black one, he has a tan one, which guys, go to the stories so you can see them. So that was that. And then Angelo got my gift and he was like, okay, you have to like, I'm going to give you the gift a day early and you have to go sit in the living room and you have to close your eyes. And I was like, what the heck? Okay. So I go sit downstairs. I close my eyes. And if you guys haven't seen this, there's a vlog on my YouTube channel. You definitely have to watch it. It's the most raw vlog I've ever posted. I never post crying, but I opened a box and it had like a paper box with a cord in it, like a HDMI or whatever, like just a cord. And I'm like, oh, a cord. And then I'm like, is this actually a cord? Because sometimes his mom will give us gifts that are in reused boxes and it's not what it says it is. So I was like, is it actually a cord? And he was like, yeah. And then he said, open the next thing. And I was like, oh, open the next thing and I'll understand. And he said, yeah. And I was vlogging. So I told the camera, okay, guys, Angela said to open the next thing and I'll understand. But I just opened this box and it's a cord and it just says, could be used on acoustic or electric guitar. And I was like, no fucking way. And I just start crying and Angela brings out this giant box and it's a freaking guitar. And I was like, I'm so emotional. And I've been wanting a guitar for months, and I kept saying, like, while we were in Mississippi and we lived there, Angela's going to be at school full time, and I was like, maybe I'll get guitar and I'll learn how to play it. But I never like went out of my way to look for one because I don't know how to shop for a guitar. I've never had one. I just knew I wanted acoustic and to try to learn. So he bought me a guitar, he bought me picks, and then the cord that he bought is a cord that plugs into the guitar because it's acoustic electric, and you plug it into the computer, and he has this game that you play it like Guitar Hero, and it teaches you the notes and chords.
Aww.
It was so cool. So that was very cute. And I was like, Angela, you spent way too much. Like, I didn't spend that much. And he's like, well, it's for your anniversary and your birthday combined. And I just really wanted to get it for you. And I was like, thank you. Aww. So all that to say, you guys definitely watch the video because I posted the video and I was like, I don't know. I never cry in a video. It was very emotional. But Grace and Lauren, I remember them both separately texting me and saying, Arika, I just watched your video and I cried when I watched it. Like, that was really sweet. And I was like, thanks, you guys. Because one of my New Year's goals this year was to be more like funny and raw on YouTube.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, it worked. Like, it's so cute. So that was fun.
That
was my anniversary. Then I had my birthday, you guys. My birthday's exactly 1 week after our anniversary. No, not exactly 1 week. It's 7 days. Wait, 7 days is a week. Yes, it is. I'm sick. Okay. Yeah. It was 7 days later, 1 week, AKA. And for my birthday, on the actual day, we didn't do a ton, but the Friday before, Angela planned me a birthday dinner. I told you guys I didn't want to plan. And so Angela planned me, my friend Cheyenne, Grace and Lauren, Julie, and Amelia. We all went to Hot Pot, which I did not know we were going there. And oh my God, I love Hot Pot. So we went there. And my friend Cheyenne made me a chocolate cherry tart to mimic the one I ate on the cruise that I couldn't stop eating. So that was cute. And then Lauren made me, oh my God. Lauren made the best cookie I've ever had in my whole life, restaurant or homemade, like best cookie of my life. And I'll post a picture so you guys can see how amazing it was. They were inspired by crumble cookies, so they were large, and they were a Reese's peanut butter cookie. So the cookie was like good peanut butter cookie, whatever, it tasted really good, and then it was covered in like peanut butter mixture, like dripping off the sides, and then there was just chopped up Reese's like sprinkled on top. Presentation was a 10 out of 10. I'll post a photo. Oh my God, they were amazing. So I had all these desserts and then everyone sang to me and we played games and it was just really nice. So 10 out of 10 birthday. It was really fun.
Yay.
I have to take a lot of breathing breaks because I'm stuffy.
That's okay.
But yeah, vision boards is my next update. I had all my friends over. We made vision boards. I don't have to get too deep because you guys get it, but I did make a vlog on this. So I have a vlog on all this stuff if you guys want more info from me. But yeah, my friends came over. We made vision boards for 2025. Me and Cheyenne did. No one else made them. And I will shame them publicly here. I was so sad. Some people came and they just hung out, which is fun that they hung out. But I was like, I want everyone to make vision boards. Like, it's really fun. So that was cute. And then it was Thanksgiving. So my Thanksgiving includes regular, traditional Thanksgiving and a themes giving. So I think I told you guys about this last time we got together. But I had my regular Thanksgiving with my side of the family. Super fun, super cute. I got to play with my cousin's kids who are like, one's not even 1 year old yet. And the other one, I think she might be 2. And they're so freaking cute and fun. And we were just like playing Play-Doh and all that good stuff. And then the next day we had themes giving at Angelo's mom's. So themes giving this year, Julie really wanted to do something themed where we like dress in theme, eat foods in theme, and have a lot of fun. So what we did was Mario Party. Everyone voted and we all liked that game. So that's naturally what worked out. Okay, I had to take a big breath. This is going to be a bitch to edit. So okay. Angelo and I dressed as Mario and Luigi, and we both had like the hats and the outfits, and we had like fake mustaches on, which is really funny. Oma dressed as Mario, so she had a fake mustache and the Mario hat, and she was in all red.
That's so funny.
It was so funny. Amelia was Yoshi, so she like did a DIY hat that had the little scales on it. She dressed up the dogs, so Murphy was Bowser and Yuki was Bowser Jr. And then Julie dressed up as, I think, a Mario Kart. So she had on like wheels, and she like got on her hands and knees, and she turned like a transformer, turned into a Mario Kart. Grace was Monty the Mole. If you guys have ever played Mario Kart, there are these little moles. I mean Mario Party. There's these little moles that pop up in the Mario game. So Monty Mole. And then Lauren dressed up as if you play Mario Kart or anything like that and you fall off the side, the cloud with the little thing brings you back up, and it says whatever. So she dressed as that, and she made a DIY cloud costume, and she had the big circle glasses, and she had a little sign on a little stick, and it said like final lap, like it comes up and it's like final lap. So Julie and Lauren were Mario Kart themed. This is so confusing. Anyways, that was everyone's costumes. There was decorations. We had different themed foods. So Grace made the drink you made, but they called it Birdo Squirt because Birdo's one of the characters. Yeah, it was really funny. And then I made a couple themed foods, like a little veggie tray that was shaped like a fire flower, and I think I told you guys probably all this. I don't know if I did. I feel like I've said it so many times in the YouTube video too, but yeah, it was fun. And then the highlight was that Julie bought us the new Mario Party game. So now Amelia owns Mario Party Jamboree, and I'll tell you what, it is 100,000,000% better than the old one that we have.
Is it really?
Oh, it's actually so good, because I was like, I don't know if this is going to be worth buying. And my siblings on my dad's side, they had texted me, did you try this new game? I was like, no. Is it actually worth it? They were like, yes, it's so interactive. So first of all, it has 7 maps instead of just, I don't even know, but it has 7.
Like 4, I think.
You start with 4, and then you have to unlock the other ones.
Oh.
You have like 20 characters to choose from. Like actually tons of characters, and the maps are so interactive. There's like one with a volcano, and it erupts and it does stuff. And there's one that's like, it's kind of like the Mario Kart track that's in a shopping mall. It looks just like that, but there's literally 4 levels, and you can go up and down the escalator, and like everything's interactive, everything's movable. It's so good. So Mario Party Jamboree, you guys, I highly recommend.
Yeah,
it was so much fun. So now that's on my Christmas list.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I need this.
Now I'm like, oh,
so
should
fun.
I get that? Aww.
I know. If you guys get it, let us know. We'll play together. It's actually so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my last update, this is so exciting. Okay, you guys know about my rotating 4-day work week experiment at work. They just announced, long story short, on Monday that it's permanent. We are keeping the rotating 4-day work week. I'm so happy. I actually was shocked. I think when they told us, my jaw was like on the floor. I was like, no way. I really thought they were going to be like, okay, the experiment's over. We're going to evaluate, whatever. No, they worked so hard to make it possible that we just keep it. So going into the new year, I'll have every other Friday off, and it's such a blessing. It gives me so much time. I was like, it seems like it wouldn't be a lot every other week. Oh my God, it's so much. Like, it gives you so much time to just, I don't know, relax or work on your other projects, have a longer weekend. It's so good. 26 extra days off. So
that's
some of our
insane.
I know some of our other benefits did change, like go down basically to give us this, but I was like, I'm fine. That's fine.
Is it like the holidays? Like maybe you don't get all the holidays off now?
We actually do get all the holidays off, but we do have, like, after a holiday week, everyone has to work a full week. We don't get an extra sense. Friday. And then we got instead of having dedicated mental health days, they're now just combined with sick days. So you get like maybe 4 less sick days than we would normally have or whatever, but you can use them however. You can use it for mental health, an appointment, or being sick, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we have this thing, I think I've talked about this on the pod, but we have this thing where you get points every month and you can redeem gift cards. So we just get a little bit less points than we got before. So they just had to modify some things, but none of them are like crazy. I'm happy with it. I'd rather have the Fridays.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm really excited. So I texted my mom about it. She's like, I need that job. Can I work there?
I know.
I was like, yeah, I know. It's really awesome. So
that's
thankful.
So funny.
Yeah. But now we get to wrap.
I know. We get to wrap.
53 freaking minutes in. I actually love a chit chat, you guys. This is fun.
Okay. So I'll probably go through like the first 3 photos, and then you go through like the next 3, and then we'll keep going. You think that works?
That works. We can do it. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so for the We Run on Coffee Wrapped, we're going to go through the like podcast Wrapped, and then we'll go through our individual Wrapped as well. So in 2024, we only gained 1% listeners, but that's not that bad because the other stats are like crazy.
Really good. I know.
So I think that 1% increase isn't too bad. We had 26% increase in our streams this year.
So those of
thank
us,
you.
or those of you guys who are listening to us, even though we didn't add a lot of new listeners, I think you guys are listening more. I think that's kind of like what I'm gleaning from this thing. So I want to know, you guys, like, submit to our forums or like message us. What did you like more this year than last year, and what made you listen more? That's would be like really helpful information to have.
Yeah. We also gained 44% followers.
Yes.
So I think that means that a lot of you last year weren't following the podcast on Spotify. You were just listening. But that following stat does matter. So if you are a consistent listener and you haven't pressed that follow button yet, press follow.
Yes, please.
This year, this is the craziest stat, I think, in my opinion.
I love this.
We have 89% new listeners this year. So that means that, of course, we have like our general population of listeners that always listen to us, but 89% of you are new listeners, and you just found us this past year. The next one we have is our top episode, which I was honestly
I'm so happy for you.
I was so surprised by this one.
This is cool.
You guys made How to Become a Runner When You Hate Running the top episode this year.
And look at that stat next to it I wrote.
I know. It was streamed 757% more than our episode average.
700%! That's insane!
I know.
I was so happy. I showed this to Angela. I was like, oh my God, it's our Wrapped. He goes, oh my God, Marissa's episode. I was like, I know. I'm literally so happy. Like, that is really cool.
I know. That just like, I feel like it's a little bit imposter syndrome right now. That I'm like, wait, my episode is the most important one.
I feel like it's validating to know that like you really researched the episode so well, I remember, and also like really cared about the topic, and also got me to start running from that episode. So I'm like, it's good to see that, first of all, we knew there was impact, but there was way more impact than we thought.
I guess maybe I should do another running episode soon and do something about like, this one was like how to become a runner, like obviously when you hate running, like coming from somebody that had never ran before, but now somebody that like
you're pretty
runs
seasoned
pretty consistently. Not consistently, I wouldn't say that. I'm pretty inconsistent sometimes.
You have good experience, so I feel like you're a seasoned runner at least.
Yes, you've somebody done with a little bit more experience now. Maybe I'll post something about that.
Yeah, I love it. Yay. So everyone congratulate Marissa on her Marissa Hour being our top episode. It's so cool.
Thank you.
This was fun to have our own Wrapped, I have to say. Like, this
is
so cool.
We had it last year, but I feel like we were still in like our infancy then, and it wasn't very good.
It wasn't super insightful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get into a little bit of like more detailed look, I guess. So the first thing that we have is listener age brackets. So I'm going to tell you guys our listener age brackets. I feel like this isn't something that people normally share with their listeners, but I don't think it matters, so I don't care. I'll just tell you guys.
Yeah.
So 25% of you, like a whole quarter of you guys, are 18 to 24 years old, which is really cool because that would be like college age. I feel like that's like college time. And when we started this podcast, we were kind of like right at that point in our life. And I feel like now, I mean, I'm 26, so I'm getting a little old. We're both like moving up to the next age bracket.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you feel being in the next age bracket?
It's so weird. It is so weird. But, it's cool that you guys that we have listeners that age, are like the age we were when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
And I feel like we kind of started with a lens of like talking about post-grad, but still a little bit of that college stuff. I remember we did some college episodes, so that's cool. And I can't blabber too much because I'm going to go crazy. So next age bracket is 25 to 29. So my fellow 26, 27-year-old, 28, 9, whatever, 31%.
That's our biggest age group.
Oh yeah, that's good to call out. And that, I think that also makes sense because like I said, we're both moving into this bracket and we're both getting a little closer to the next part of life. Also, Marissa's married, and I feel like married might fall a little more in that older age bracket of 25 to 29, even though people do get married younger like Marissa did. I think people in that age bracket might find that relatable content. 30 to 34, this is 15%. So there you go. 35 to 44, this surprised me. 20%. That's like a good amount. Almost another quarter of people are 35 to 44. So I was imagining like, well, no, that wouldn't be our parents. Actually, I don't know who this is. Shout out.
I'm not too sure because I would think that obviously the younger age brackets would be larger because like that's the age brackets that we're in. Yeah. But I would think I relate more to a 30 to 34 year old than I think a 35 to 44 year old just because like where I'm at, like that's 10 years older than me. But I think I relate a lot to people that are 5 to 10 years older, not 10 to 15 years older.
Yeah. I'm really surprised to see that be 20%. I'm happy for that. So thank you guys for listening. And it's really cool. I just want to know like, who is this? Because When I think of each age bracket, I think of like, oh, my friend that is that age. Like, oh, Taylor's in this age bracket. Oh, my mom would be like, my mom doesn't listen, to be honest, but whatever. I feel like I can place people. And so I'm like, who is this? Okay, and then we have 45 to 54. This is 7%, our second smallest bracket. That makes sense. This would be more likely to be, at least like my parents would fall into this age bracket, or like Angela's mom, people like that. Aunt Diane, I don't know how old your parents are, whatever.
My parents are in the 55
next one.
plus.
So the 2% and the 55 plus are Marissa's parents.
Yeah,
I don't know
my
who
parents,
else.
maybe Oma.
Yeah, maybe Oma. That's
maybe
like our
Kyle's
smallest age
mom.
bracket. So yeah.
Not to expose all of their ages, but
no, sorry guys. No, actually Kyle's mom's in 25 to 29. Don't forget. She's 29 again. Yeah.
She's been 29 for
like
I don't know how many years.
Yeah, I don't know. It's no big deal.
At least 10 years.
But yeah, this is really, really cool. So thank you guys for listening. And I love that we have a good spread. It's not like we have anything that's zero. So that's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would have been a little bit more discouraging to see like one age group being 0%. I'm not too upset about 55 plus being our lowest, because I don't have content that's going to like appease them.
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense. I'm happy with it. Okay, so our stats from a geographical standpoint. So we have listeners from 11 countries, which is really cool. And we know personally that our listeners go a little bit further than that. We know we're in over 30 countries. So I wonder if this is just in 2024. We only have 11 new ones, probably.
I'm thinking it's probably new ones, because I did do our reporting already from last month. And I think it was 36 countries based off of what I was seeing in our data, but I'm not sure.
I assumed that this was just like new, or in 2024 only these 11 countries actually listened. I don't know. I don't know. But our top country is US, and that's not surprising because we're from US. Yeah. And then the next thing I thought this was cool. So it told us that our top 3 podcasts that people who listen to We Run on Coffee also listen to. So the number 1 was Joe Rogan Experience. I was so surprised, but also the Joe Rogan Experience is the number 1 podcast in the world. So it's maybe not as surprising as I thought. I just don't listen to it.
I was also surprised that maybe Call Her Daddy wasn't on here, because that's like the number 2 podcast in the world. So I was like, just like the amount of like density of listeners that they have, that like they listen to other podcasts too.
Yeah. And also with that, I don't know if Kyle does, but Angela listens to Joe Rogan Experience. So I was like, I wonder how much of this is from like number 3. I think I'm like, is that me? Because that was my top podcast. So anyways, number 1 was Joe Rogan Experience. So people that listen to We Run on Coffee also listen to that. Number 2 is very funny. Number 2 podcast that people listen to that also listen to this is Sleep Wave, Sleep Meditation and Sleepy Stories. So some people out there are trying to get to sleep.
I know. I'm like, who is this? Because I want to ask all my friends now and be like, do you listen to this podcast? Because I'm just curious where this is coming from.
And then number 3 is The Toast, which was my number 1 podcast of the year. And I spent a shit ton of minutes listening to it. So I'm like, is this just me, or do other people listen? So if you listen to any of those 3, please let us know, because I want to know, like, are these really, I'm not saying they're not real stats, but I'm like, are they all from me and Angelo? Or like, is someone else out there really like The Toast? Because if you do, I'd like to relate with you, because I love that show.
Yeah.
So this is also something that kind of goes right along with this. 77% of We Run on Coffee listeners watched video on Spotify of other podcasts this year. How insane is that?
Crazy?
Insane. Okay, do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I
was going to type in yes for you, so
I love that. Okay, so drum roll, please. We will be launching video in 2025. So the 75% of you who watch video, 77% can now watch us too. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I think we haven't trialed we've trialed like a little posting. So if anybody saw it, you're like the select few. It was only up for like 5 minutes. But you should be able to watch Spotify video and video on YouTube as well.
Yes, correct.
So now you get to see all of our silly little facial reactions. You get to see my big stretch that I did earlier in episodes in the new year.
Yeah, you get to see when I roll away from my desk and I have to burp and I come back.
You'll get to see all of our silly little facial expressions. Yes. So hopefully in the new year we'll have like little cute backgrounds and stuff, but we don't right now.
No, we don't right now. And little insider look, I was going to say insider trading, but I'm not even going to say that. Just kidding. A little insider look. We're actually recording video right now.
We are.
As you guys are listening, you will not be seeing this, but this is our like test run. And then we'll see how it works for our debut in 2025. So I'm really excited for you guys. I didn't know if we were actually going to announce this today, so I'm glad we did. And stay freaking tuned, because we've been working honestly really hard in the background to make this happen for you guys.
Yeah, that means that honestly the Survivor episodes is coming out on January 1st. It's in the new year. So I guess we have to do video for that one.
I think we can do it, especially with the practice run today, which you guys is going very well. I think we can do it.
Hopefully I learn how to edit properly.
Yeah. You will. And plus the next one is my you guys don't know this, but in the background we have like, we take turns on every episode. So next one's mine. So I'm like, okay, I can edit that really fast. And then also if it's short enough, you could just edit it too. And we could just both like get the practice,
and see how it goes.
Yeah, but I'm so excited, you guys. We've been working so hard. We've been working on a video for our intro music. Marissa had to learn how to video edit. So we're still working through that.
We were chatting for like 2.5 hours, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
And we didn't even get all the way through like what we need. So it's been a lot, but we're also really excited because I do think this is the next step in like making our podcast a little bit bigger and a little bit better. So please, if you are listening right now and you hear my voice, share this episode with a friend, okay? Let them know. These girls are so much fun. They love a chit chat. See if you like their vibe because they're going to have video and it's going to be good.
And it means that we actually have to get ready on Sunday mornings. So thanks for that.
Rough. But you guys get to see us look at our best. So it's a win for you.
Sometimes our best. I might not look my best all the time, but that's okay.
For sure. Same.
Okay, so our last couple of stats that we have here. So as you like see in your own Spotify Wrapped, you get to see what your top shows of the year are. So we are the top number one show for 11 of you.
That's really cool.
Which is honestly bigger than I thought. I was expecting it to be like 1 and it was going to be Grace, but I'm excited to see that at least 11 of you like listening to us the most. So cool. In total, we were 68 people's top 10 podcasts.
That's so cool.
And 49 people's top 5. So we made some people's Spotify Wrapped, and I want to see you post so I can repost it.
I was going to say the same thing. If you haven't posted your Wrapped, which I haven't seen any, and we didn't get tagged in any, which is very annoying because I know we're there.
We have at least 49 of you.
Yes, and this is after it's gone out. Like, we're recording this way after it's gone out. So if you haven't posted it, I need your proof. I need to see We Run on Coffee top 5 so that I can cry in my own house alone. So please tag us, okay?
The next couple things we have is that our creator personality is the storyteller, which I saw a couple of other creators post. I don't know what it means. And I saw them get the same, and I was like, okay, I really don't know what this means. I think it just means that we're a well-rounded podcast because there was like the triangle that had the different areas. I don't know what the different areas are.
I didn't see any other personalities besides this one, so I'm just like, I didn't either. Yeah.
And then we have our most popular poll, which kind of goes back to what Arika said at the beginning, that we're going to start sharing our polls a little bit more. So we have, did you enjoy our guest episodes and do you want to hear more from guests in the future? And the average rating was 4.6 stars. So as you know, you're going to be seeing some more of this in the future.
Yes. Okay. Our last big overarching. Oh no, that's everything. We got everything.
Because this is
I
just
realized
a recap.
That's a wrap up. Yeah. Yay. Okay, so that's our Wrapped. Thank you guys so much for listening. And like I said, share this with a friend so that we can have even more Wrapped stats in the new year. It's kind of like a little like motivator and competition. Like, let's see how much we can get done by Wrapped, you know?
Yeah. And I'm glad that we do these little like Google Docs of everything too. So we can come back to this one next year and see.
That's so true. Yeah. We can come back and compare.
Yay.
Okay. Well, that wraps that up. And now we're going to get into our personal Wrapped. I left in some blanks too, so I could like surprise.
I know. I just filled it out when like right before this because I was like, she's not going to look at it.
No, I didn't see it. So we're just going to get started. And I organized this by category so that we can each say each thing for each category, blah, blah, blah. You guys don't care. We'll just get into it. So first thing is we're going to talk about our minutes listened to Spotify. Music. Yeah, I was gonna say music, but actually Spotify because mine was mostly podcasts, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find mine. So do you want to go first?
Yeah. So in 2024, I listened to 34,815 minutes of I think that's music. And my biggest listening day was May 10th with 532 minutes, which is and I was in the top 9% of listeners worldwide.
Wow. Okay. So are you ready for mine?
I'm ready.
Mine, I know this. I think I'm pretty positive minutes listened in total is Spotify in total because because if not, I listen to way too much. Okay. Mine was 78,317 minutes. I'm like, what? And my biggest listening day was February 5th with 753 minutes, which is top 2% of listeners worldwide. So that's our minutes listened. Okay.
Next is number of songs played in total.
Okay, songs played in total. Okay, you go ahead.
I had 1,188 songs this year, so not too many, but I had kind of a lot.
Good amount. Yeah. I don't know why I prepped this whole thing for us and I left blanks, but I didn't prepare myself because I thought I did. I saved all the screenshots, but apparently songs listened, I did not. So give me 2 seconds, you guys. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. 3,515 songs.
Okay.
3,515 songs. All right.
And then
now top 5 songs.
Top
this
5
is gonna
songs.
Be fun. We love. This is like a classic Wrapped.
If
they took this away, it would be so stupid. So we're gonna count down. I think would be really fun.
Okay.
Well, at least that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So my number 5 song this year was "Truck Bed" by Hardy.
Okay.
No one is surprised. Okay. My number 4 song was a top song of all time. Cowgirls by Morgan Wallen.
I'm surprised that wasn't number 1.
I know, and I think that was on there last year. I don't know. I wish we could compare. My number 3 song, throwing in a little curveball from country, Please, 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 Sabrina. I was kind of surprised to see that. I was like, okay. Next, number 2 song. Okay. I Had Some Help. Post Malone and Morgan Wallen, which that didn't come out much further before Wrapped. Like it came out a little before Wrapped, but not by a ton. And it's my number 2. I was like, okay. Yeah. And then finally, my number 1 song. Again, this is shocking. Yeah. Go ahead and if you want to guess song or artist.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm guessing it's probably by Taylor Swift.
Okay. My number 1 song, Espresso.
Oh.
I was so shook by Sabrina Carpenter. And apparently I listened to this 96 times.
That's insane.
And that's in the top 0.05%, which I did not feel like I listened to it that much, but apparently I did. So
that's
top song.
Insane.
I know.
Okay, I'll do my countdown now. So number 5 is the song called Happy by Kyle Hume. Probably nobody knows who that is or what that song is.
I do not.
Next was Gasoline by Nick D and Connor Price. Again, nobody probably knows what that song is. Number 3, a little bit of a curveball, was Dial Drunk, specifically the one with Post Malone and it's originally by Noah Kahan. I will not listen to the original. I only listen to the one with Post Malone.
Enough. Still good. I like that.
My number 2 song was Splat by Connor Price.
Okay, never heard.
And then my top song, I feel like I put this in my favorites a couple of months ago, but it's called Mad It's My Fault by Graham. And I only had 19 streams, which is the top 0.1% of listeners worldwide.
Wow.
He's pretty small on Spotify, though.
No, but that's cool. 0.1%. Dang. Mm-hmm. Okay. I love that. The next thing is minutes listening to podcasts. So I'm assuming this is out of our total minutes.
I'm assuming so. That makes sense.
Because I spent 40,750 minutes streaming podcasts, which is more than half of my minutes on Spotify.
That's
crazy.
My
top category is apparently arts, and I'm in the top 1% of arts listeners.
Huh. Yeah. I spent 28,184 minutes streaming podcasts in 2024.
Still a lot, yeah.
And my top category was comedy, and I was in top 2% of comedy listeners worldwide.
Cute. So I can't wait to hear how that plays out into the top 5 podcasts, because I feel like arts and comedy is so broad. So I was arts. My number 5 podcast, and I have been loving this year. I'm surprised it made it. This is called Unsolicited Advice. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's really good, and literally the whole show is write-ins from their listeners, and there's always a theme, so it's one of those, and they just give their unsolicited, which is actually solicited advice, and it's really cute. So Unsolicited Advice with Ashley and Taryn. This is like one of my favorites. So that's number 5. My number 4 is What We Said podcast. This is...
I've never heard of that one either.
So good. I've been listening to that one for years, but I just listened to a lot this year, I guess. That is a girl named JC Marie and a girl named Chelsea Jade, and they are both kind of like OG YouTubers. They've been around forever, but their podcast is very cute. They both became parents this year, so it was really cute to listen to. I'll say the studio too. That's from Dear Media, because I realized that I have a theme. The unsolicited pod is called Studio 71, which I never heard of. Okay.
I don't even know any of the...
Oh, really? I know Dear Media pretty well. I think because I listen to a lot.
One, but I don't know of like the other ones if they have
Me either.
One.
Number 3, this is the Good Guys podcast. This one is so
good.
This is also Dear Media, also TNN, Toast News Network. I'll get into that when I get to my number one podcast. But my number one podcast is The Toast. You guys know I love The Morning Toast. They're a daily show, so that makes sense why it's such a high podcast for me. I listen to it every day. The hosts are sisters, Jackie Oshray and Claudia Oshray. And Claudia Oshray's husband, Ben Soffer, he's on the Good Guys podcast. He started this with Josh Peck, if you guys know from Nickelodeon, Drake and Josh. Josh Peck and Ben Soffer are best friends, so they started a podcast called Good Guys, and they're both Jewish, and it's just like Jewish food, like just being silly. Like that's the theme, and it is so funny. They just like actually make me laugh. I would call that comedy for sure podcast. So check it out. Number 2, Dropouts. Not surprised, but also very surprised because I don't feel like I listened to this year at all. But I think at the beginning of the year, Angela and I just went hard on catching up, and it just really contributed. Yeah. And then finally, The Toast, formerly known as The Morning Toast. Again, this is a Dear Media podcast. So I have 3 out of 5 Dear Media podcasts, and I love them. But they also started their new podcast network this year, kind of like Alex Cooper did with Caller Daddy. She started Unwell Network or whatever. The Toast Girls started the Toast News Network. So they actually own themselves. They also own Good Guys, and they also own like a few more podcasts. So that's my podcast wrapped, and that was a lot. So thanks for listening, guys.
Okay, so my podcast wrapped is number 5 was Dropouts.
Wait, I love it.
Erika got me onto that one. So that was my number 5 this year.
I love that.
Next was Pod Watcher, which is by the people that own Watcher Entertainment, which is the people that used to work for BuzzFeed. They did BuzzFeed Unsolved and everything. They have their own like media network now. So this is just a podcast with like the 3 main guys, the owners of Watcher. It's Ryan Bergara, Shane Madej, and Stephen Lim. And if you know those names from like BuzzFeed, those are the people. And then number 3 was Ladies and Tangents, which I was so excited. I'm surprised they didn't make your top 5.
Me too. I wonder if they're in my 10. I'm sure they're in my 10.
I'm sure. And number 2 was Morbid, which usually always makes the top 5. Yeah. And then number 1 was And That's Why We Drink, which is one that I talk about all the time.
Because didn't you? Oh, no, That's Why We Drink. I was thinking this was 2 Girls, 1 Ghost. I'm like, you just found that one this year.
No, not yet.
This makes sense.
They haven't made my top 5 yet.
They'll be next year. Yeah,
for sure.
Cute. Okay, the next thing is Music Evolution. So this was a newer thing this year, and it goes through a couple months of your year that were big listening months and tells you your theme. So my first one is in May, and in May I was in my Wild West slow dance country phase. Who's surprised? Morgan Wallen, Hardy, and Post Malone. Then August apparently was my bougie catwalk rap season, and I listened to Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, and Post Malone again. And then September was my Pink Pilates Princess roller skating pop moment, and this was Sabrina Taylor and Tate McRae. And this to me was not at first it didn't make sense, and I looked at my calendar and this was like the month of the Sabrina concert, so I feel like that makes sense why I ramped up right there. So yeah.
Okay, so mine, I have January, which was my bougie football rap phase, which was Drake, Connor Price, and Post Malone.
Football rap cracks me up.
I don't know. And then I have March, which was my chill ukulele emo rap season with Graham, Christian Gates, and Mike.
Okay.
And then July was my mall goth rockish emo moment, which I listened to artists like Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, and Falling in Reverse. So apparently I had an emo phase in July.
You did. When was emo night? I wonder if that aligns.
Probably in July.
That's cute. Okay. Number of artists we listened to. So this year I listened to 1,500 artists. That's it. That's all I got from that, apparently.
And I listened to 555 artists, so I have a lot more loyalty to my people.
Yes. All my rap proved to me this year is that my music taste is very widespread. I feel like it's always all over the board. And also it's like your top song, only had this many plays. And even though 96 is a lot, I'm like, wow, I listen to a lot of songs though. Like if I divide the percentage, I'm like, wow, I listen really spread out. Yeah. Okay. Last category, top 5 artists. Okay. And I actually have a surprise thrown in here. I can't believe that this person didn't make my top 5 songs, but they made my top artist, my number 1. I don't know how. So I know. Let's get into it. So my number 5 artist, no surprise, or maybe for you, I don't know. Post Malone. We get to share this year since I'm into Post Malone country. He's my number 5. Sabrina Carpenter was my number 4. Okay. This is really probably not surprising. Number 3, again, not surprising. Morgan Wallen. I love this because I'm typing, you guys, so Marissa can see it come up like right at the same time. Number 2 artist. I was impressed that he was number 2, but very happy. Hardy. I was so excited to see him in my top top 2. And then do you want to guess my number 1 artist? They didn't make my top 5.
It's Taylor Swift because you didn't have any songs by her.
It's Taylor Swift. Good guess. I was really, really shocked, but apparently I listened to Taylor Swift for 4,000 minutes, which is fucking nuts. And my longest streak was 11 days in a row listening, which is the top 2% of her listeners worldwide, which that's honestly crazy that it's only top 2% because that's a lot of minutes. I'm like, her fans are like going hard.
I know somebody that listened to her for 30 days straight.
Oh my God. My mom's Wrapped was cracking me up. She listened for like, honestly, a month straight of the same person. I'm like, you're
Insanity.
crazy, dude.
Okay, so mine, the final part of this episode, my top 5. Every single year, this man will not leave my top 5.
I don't know why. That's so funny.
I don't know either. I can't figure it out. I feel like I never listen to his music, but I obviously do. Number 5 was Drake.
I feel like you must, like, whenever you do listen to him, it must just be like a lot at once, and then you just leave.
I listen to him when I run. And that's when I'm listening to music when I run. Sometimes if I'm doing long runs, I'm listening to podcasts instead. But I guess I must have listened to him like exclusively when I was running.
Do you ever go on Spotify and play a playlist that you didn't make? Like, do you ever play their playlist? So I feel like those heavily influenced my Wrapped, which would make sense. But I was like, you know what? I think that I didn't listen to a ton of Sabrina this year, but she's in like every playlist. You know what I mean? So I wonder if it could be that too.
Number 4 was Graham, which I was excited to see that he made it in. Yeah. I also think I have a like kind of like you did with the podcast, you have like a group of like media, like a media company you listen to. Graham, Connor Price, and Nick D all make music together all the time. Okay, Graham is the producer for the majority of Connor Price and Nick D's music, and that's how I got introduced to him. So I just thought it was interesting. Number 3, I was shocked. Post Malone dropped a couple spots this year, but he still did make the top 5. Yeah. Number 2 was Connor Price, which I'm excited because I'm going to see him in concert again next year. Actually, wait, I'm actually going to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll too at their stadium tour.
Oh my God, I'm hyped for that. That's gonna be awesome.
And then my number 1 is Nick D. I listened to 700 minutes, and my longest streak was 5 days, and I was in the top 0.5% of listeners.
You are up there for him.
I know, and it's because he's smaller for sure.
Still, even of his smaller audience, you're like at the top, baby.
I know. I love him.
That's awesome. Well, that's our wrapped, if you will. I can't believe it that this episode is so long, but I'm so happy that we really didn't need content. We just chatted the whole time, and I love it.
And I'm excited that it's over because I do have to pee. Unfortunately, this is the end of the episode.
This is the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you for allowing us to just chit chat on the internet for 2 hours and loving it. It's so much fun. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know, and we'll do some more chit chat because we don't schedule a lot of this through the year, but then we get to the end of the year and it's like, let's just catch up, which I love. So head over to our Instagram stories if you want to see photos of any of the things we've talked about. I'm going to post our Wrapped, and you guys better post your fucking Wrapped. You drop the F-bomb. Please post your fucking Wrapped, you guys. I want you to tag us so we can be excited to see who. I want to know who. I want names. I want faces of who had us in their top 5 because that's so incredible, and I want to thank you personally. Like, I want to kiss you on the mouth. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us on Instagram at We Run on Coffee, and follow us on Spotify because now you guys know that stat is very important to how our podcast performs. Stay tuned for video next week. Not next week, but in 2 weeks. On January 1st, that's going to be our Survivor recap. So stay tuned. We will do a video. I'm really excited. And if I can get a little jiggy with it, if I can get a little fancy, if I'm feeling a little froggy, as Kyle and Survivor would say, maybe I'll pop in a little special editing and put up some Survivor pictures on the screen. Like, as we talk, that could be cool. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting all year long, and we will see you in the new year.
Yay.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Oh, wait. The way we just almost didn't do our outro.
That's okay. I was like, is she going to do it?
Not bye, you guys. Sorry. And with that, I'm Arika.
And I'm Marissa. And we run on coffee. Bye.
Wait, that was almost crazy.